A loser 26-year-old finds himself transported back in time to deal with his middle school past. Hi everyone, this is Carrie, aka Nerdygirlcreates, and welcome back to my channel. It's Manga Monday, and to be honest with you, I have tried recording this video multiple times, but thanks to some bad weather and power outages, I think I'm going on my 10th. I don't think I'm even joking about that at this moment, but stay tuned to the end about some information on deals with manga, and do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. We are almost to 500 subscribers. That's right, 500. And maybe I'll do something special if we hit it. So if you haven't already, like and subscribe, and stay tuned to the end of the video for that information I mentioned. So yes, Tokyo Revengers. Now these are not single volumes. It is a 2-in-1 omnibus in print from Seven Seas, and it is a action sci-fi thriller, some comedy in there too, and it's written by Ken Wakui, Wakui. I'm sure I butchered that, but it's me. I know. I will get better. I will. It's a goal. And it focuses on a 26-year-old who's pretty much he's a loser. You know, he works in a video store. He dropped out of high school, and his life hasn't been going the way he wants. He's pretty much also a coward. He's the reason he's in this situation is because he ran away, and so he's never really stood up for himself. His name is Takemichi Hanagaki. I'm sorry if I said that wrong. And one day he learns that his middle school ex-girlfriend was murdered, and it involves a gang called the Tokyo Maje Gang, who he's pretty familiar with. Well, he's really upset because he really was in love with this girl, and as he's thinking about it, suddenly he's at the subway and gets pushed in front of a train, and he wakes up years before in his middle school body at school, his hair bleached blonde, dressed out like a gang member, and realizes he's in the past. And he has the opportunity to save his girlfriend and do things differently. So he starts to make some changes. And what he doesn't realize is when he shakes the hand of his ex-girlfriend's brother, he gets transported back to the present. And he has convinced the brother that what is happening to him. So the present day brother, he's a cop, and he's been waiting for this moment because he wants to save his sister. So they work together. He keeps sending him in the past. He gives him information so Takemichi can fix things. But it becomes kind of like a butterfly effect. He starts to fix stuff in his life or fix other relationships, but other stuff happens in the present, and he still hasn't managed to save his girlfriend. So he keeps going back, and then he finds himself creating bonds with people he never got to know the last time he was in middle school. And he finds out they're also affected by these events. So then he ends up wanting to save them as well. And it keeps going like that. Now, this is just the first volume, which is actually volumes 1 and 2 in one book. I did not get the Barnes & Noble exclusive. I got the standard one. I know there's a Barnes & Noble exclusive. I've heard some stuff about it. Not sure if it's true because I haven't got my hands on it to do a comparison. But art-wise, very interesting art. I like the fact, again, and I said this in another video, that the middle schoolers look like middle schoolers, except for one character, but that's the joke about the one character, Dakin. He is really tall, and he doesn't look like an average middle school student, so it makes sense to make him stand out from everyone else. But yeah, the art does a really good job of making everybody look like their age, because that's always been something with manga. Either characters who are older look really, really young, or the opposite. But I do like the art. I wouldn't say it is like the best art I've seen in a book, but I think it works for the type of story it's doing. You don't need it to be overly cartoony. So for this, you need something a little bit more serious in style. And I like it. I do. Again, not like the greatest thing I've ever witnessed. Story-wise, now again, I'm only on the first 2 chapters. I like it. I think it's an interesting take on a time travel story. Is it original and new? Not really, but I like the fact that you see growth with Takemichi because pretty much he's been stuck in the same kind of mentality since he was in middle school at his current 26-year-old age. But as he travels back and decides to stand up more for himself and do the right thing and look after the people he actually cared about and not run away, you see this development with him in both the past and the present. And of course, the present day life suffers more from this because when he goes and travels in the past, he's like in a comatose state in the present. So he ends up losing his job and everything, but he is determined to save the people he cares about. So it's nice to see him mature. Even it gets mentioned by his girlfriend when he's in the past that she's noticed he's a different person. But she also sees the changes when he goes back to the present. The version of him in the past reverts back to who he was at that time, and she kind of points that out, which I find is really interesting because that's not something I don't think they ever cover too much in time travel stories. Like when he's not in the past, who is that past self at that moment? So it's kind of interesting that it goes into it. It also interesting that he starts to realize like this lifestyle he chose in the past is not as cool as he remembers it being. He also he knows there's a lot of consequences that come from living as doing teenage gang stuff. And he realizes in the present how far that went, that it caused the death of not only his girlfriend, but also affected other people. So you get like a lot of character development around him with different people from his past. When he meets them again in the present, they're completely different or they're dead or it's really how can I put this? I'm rambling. It's really nice to see like the full outcome of what happens with this time travel. It's not just like centralized on just him and him alone and the couple of characters that he is aiming to protect and save. It affects everybody. It affects the brother of the ex-girlfriend. It affects some childhood friends who don't seem to have that much of a story, but then when you go back to the present, you realize what damage happened to them. It's really interesting. Now, I've heard stories that this manga does fall off when it hits a certain chapter, and I'm hoping that's just rumors because I am enjoying this ride. Um, I've not watched the anime. I know there's an anime. I'd really like to check it out. The thing is with these 2-in-1s, they can be pricey. And though I like having omnibuses, sometimes that gets into a lot of money. So I try to look for good deals, and that's where I'm trying to talk to you about right now. Takara Cafe is a great site if you're looking for some great deal on manga. Right now they're having a sale on a lot of pre-orders. Stuff such as like Jujutsu Kaisen's next volume is going for $6.99, where you normally get it for 8 or 9. Um, they also have like Tokyo Revengers on there. They have some other stuff. They even have sometimes out of print volumes that you can't find anywhere else. So if you're looking for a great deal, I would check out Takara Cafe. I do have a coupon code down here below. I would suggest using that. It'll get you 20% off. And my affiliate links are down in the description. So please use those if you're going to go to Takara Cafe. I do appreciate it. So again, yes, Tokyo Revengers, I do recommend it. Hopefully, it stays the course and it doesn't end up falling off like I've been hearing. But I will, and this is a video I want to add in, like probably like every month or so, or maybe every 2 months. I want to go back to a recap. I want to start talking about, since I reviewed it and have continued on reading series, do I still like it? Do I still enjoy it? What made me drop it? What made me keep reading it? So look forward to that in the future. I'm also having some more live streams happening. I know I haven't been doing those for a while, but starting to get back into it. I'm inviting some other fellow manga tubers on here so we could talk about some manga news. Maybe down the line I'll do something with like indie comic news because I also like to review indie comics. But again, Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. We're almost to 500. And if you have anything, any thoughts, or any suggestions, please go ahead and comment down below. And I will see you on the next video. Bye!